Welcome back, humans. I'm back once again. It's Saturday, and I'm bringing you another vent session. Thanks for joining me. And if you're new to the channel, hit me with a like and subscription. I'd appreciate it. And yes, sir, it's another fight night tonight. I'm excited. It was last night was a great fight weekend. This one I've been speaking of too. This fight I've been waiting. Another one I've been anticipating. It's here tonight. UFC 254 with fucking Justin Gaethje versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. I don't know if I always mess his name up, but man, he's awesome though. Regardless how I mess his name up, my man can fight. So can the other guy. So can Gaethje. So I'm real excited about this fight because these guys are both like these styles are what excited me the most because you never know what's gonna happen, man. This guy Gaethje doesn't quit. He's got a great leg kick. They say he's an awesome wrestler, which I haven't seen much in his highlights. Like I said, I'm kind of new to him also in the game. Um, but so he's got this like supposedly a really big wrestling background, and Khabib is like this mauler and brawler on the ground. He's got another, his ground game is crazy. And so it's going to be really interesting, like I said, the way these styles are going to go. That guy's a great striker, and he has that no quit in him. You're going to have to stop this guy or put his lights out to stop him. I mean, that's the only way I think you can stop Gaethje because it's hard to submit the guy. I think he's been submitted once, and he's got knocked out once. And then they say Khabib's never lost a round, or somebody say he did lose a round, and then others say he didn't lose not even one. But that fight is going down tonight. The fight card looks pretty decent, although I'm not familiar with everybody on there. Everybody seemed to make weight. There's some women on the fight card, and there's a couple of different weight classes going on. I think there was heavyweights and all that on there. And it looks like it's going to be a good fight card, but the main event is what I'm all about. I'm ready for that main event. And Khabib versus Gaethje, man. That's going to be the brawl. And I'm really hyped about it. I recommend y'all see it or look the highlights when you can because this one's going to be an awesome, awesome action-packed fight. I think it's going to be an action-packed fight anyways. But keeping it on the sports side, I was watching some of them. I think it was like one of them first take shows or something like that. One of them sports talk shows. And they had a quote from an interview Isaiah Thomas said, and it was like that Jordan LeBron debate thing all the time everybody gets into. And he said something at the end after it's all said and done, blah, 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 that it'll be LeBron or something like that. And then a lot of people disagree with it. And especially that Stephen A guy that always yells, like, oh, he starts yelling at everybody, this is ridiculous. He'll start yelling at everybody. And he'll start shouting at everybody in his big vocabulary and whatnot. Stuff like that. So he was disagreeing with it because he feels like he holds a grudge, which a lot of people, it's a valid point. But he'll hold a grudge because Isaiah got held off the Dream Team. I don't know if you guys know about that in the sport world. Most of the people in the sport world know about it. And so there was a time where Jordan made the All-Star team, and they said they weren't going to pass Jordan the ball or something like that. Or Isaiah got together with the team, supposedly got together with the team, and they weren't going to pass Jordan the ball in this one All-Star game. And Jordan finished the All-Star game with like 6 points or some shit like that. It was like something crazy. So then the Dream Team comes around, and I think he was a team captain or something like that. And they come to Jordan or something like that, and he said the only way he'd play it is if Isaiah isn't on the team or something like that. And these were, I don't know if they were true or whatnot, if they are. I watched The Last Dance. It kind of feels like it was true. It had a little true feeling to it. That's all I'm saying. But, so anyways, that was like the background beef on the whole thing. So a lot of people think that Isaiah's saying that stuff because of the old grudge. Like somebody was smelling something in the room, and it wasn't a fart. They'd be like, I smell something. Is that a grudge? That's probably what it was. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? I don't like to get into it because I kind of feel like, in my opinion, that they're two different type players. I kind of feel like LeBron's more like a point guard type player, like Magic Johnson style. Like I think he's kind of like got the point guard in him, while Jordan was the, him and Kobe, go scoring all the time, try to get to the bucket, try to, killer instinct type guys. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, like I said, that's on that tip there. I just thought it was interesting the way those guys were, making those debates on, who was better and whatnot, but it still smelled like a little grudge to me. It smelled like a little sourdough bread going on. So I was watching this one interview, and I guess people were giving heat on Ice Cube, and people are trying to cancel Ice Cube. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Trying to what? What? Trying to cancel Ice Cube. How are you going to cancel Ice Cube? Anyways, they were saying because he was supporting the current president or something like that. Or, so I think that's what it was all about. And so he had to do some interview to, like, justify what was going on. And he said it had nothing to do with who was in office. It had about doing who was going to listen to him about the issues and stuff that was important. And people were trying to get all testy and shit like that because they don't like the prez and whatnot. And so they were like, trying to cancel Ice Cube. But I don't think they know Ice Cube too well to be trying to do something like that. That don't sound too smart. So they're trying to cancel Ice Cube. And like I said, if they ain't seen that Straight Outta Compton movie and see what he did with just to get his contract money, what do you think he's going to do when motherfuckers try to cancel his ass? You know what I'm saying? And the movie, portrayed that shit in the film. But when my generation, like people my age, when we was younger, we heard about it not on a cell phone or on a picture screen. We had to read it in a magazine. We had to open a magazine page and literally flip through pages. Oh, it's in what you had to go through the glossary in the front of the magazine. If for all that don't read, no, I'm saying there would be like a page in the front, and it would tell you what the magazine's about instead of scrolling from your phone for the story. So you would have to go in the front, see what the article was. Oh shit, 72, and you had to go through the pages, find the article, and then you would read about Ice Cube tripping out at a record label to get his fucking contract money from back in the day, just from piss Ice Cube off. And that's what basically you got from reading that article, and you physically read it. You didn't scroll down with your page. You read it and even turned the page, and you read it. So what do you think he's going to do when you try to cancel his ass? I don't think it's a good move. But staying with some hip-hop, man, I've been seeing some recent beef going on with, like, Busta Rhymes and like, him having beef with like, T.I. for some reason. Some reason T.I. brought, like, LL Cool J's in the name for some of them versus battles or some shit. Or, I don't know, something like that. And I didn't really know all of it because I was just entertained at Busta Rhymes just going after it. Because Busta Rhymes is like a big, scary guy. Like, I don't know if you guys know. Look his ass up. He's a big, scary guy. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like a big giant, like he's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? And he goes after it, and T.I. is like a little guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure he's like tough and whatnot, but he's like, it's just like two different weight classes. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, so they got offended from, what was happening between the versus match or whatever. And Busta Rhymes started talking about careers and shit like that. So they, got into talking shit like that. And Busta Rhymes was like, actually, getting on the two ways and getting on screen with Fat Joe and, talking shit to all them guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I was laughing my ass off. He's literally doing podcasts and making all these jokes on all these guys and shit. He was cracking me up, man. And I would have been scared as hell. I would have been like, man, I ain't trying to get yad. Like I said, Busta Rhymes a big-ass crazy dude. Come over there and fucking fucking all over that ass. You wouldn't know what to do. I'd be scared as hell. Busta Rhymes coming at me. I'd be fucking tripping. I'd run. So I've been checking out the news, and they got Rudy Giuliani in the Borat movie. And if you guys ain't familiar with the first Borat movie, I recommend you check it out, but I'm sure everybody has. And so what was cool about it is how nobody knew, who this guy was. He kind of pulled it off and had you thinking this guy was a real foreigner or whatnot, which made the movie so original. And it was just funny the way he pulled the movie off. So he's got a sequel. And in the sequel, he got Rudy Giuliani in there. And it's been making headlines everywhere because he got him in this, like, awkward position. He got him in this awkward situation. And apparently he had this young girl portray herself to be a reporter. And she got him into a hotel room to do this interview. So, which some of them guys say is normal. I'm like, okay, this is rich people shit. You know what I'm saying? This is rich people land right here we're stepping into because they said stuff like that is normal to take an interview in a hotel room. So I don't know, like, of as far as that goes, if they do the interview, but she gets him in the room and she says thank you for this and that, and it looks like there's mics set up or something like that, and it looks like he's starting to take off his like the lavalier mics, the TV microphones, like, and shit like that. So he sits on the bed and he lays back or something like that. It looks like he's putting his hands by his pants and whatnot. And then here comes Borat in the room, and he was like, "Oh, she's too old for you, or she's only 15." She comes running in the room. He comes running in the room dressed in this weird-ass outfit. And he's like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "No, you take me." And he's saying all this great shit. "Not her, take me instead of her." And and it made it look real shady the way they edited the movie. So I don't really know what's going on, but regardless, I didn't know it's normal to take an interview with just you and a real pretty girl in a private hotel room. I want to know about that, them rules there in famous politician world. Rudy Giuliani, you need to fill us in on that shit. Where's the rule book on that you're supposed to be doing interviews in a hotel room with a pretty young lady? Just you two, all alone. That was funnier than that Hanson guy from To Catch a Predator to come out, having that shit happen. He was all on the bed and shit. He come out and just busted out on his ass. I would have been mad. That was so funny as hell, man. He's like, "What's going on here? What's going on here?" And he fucking goes running out of the room, and his big security guard comes out of nowhere. And man, it just looked really awkward. And editors do a good job with that to make things. I mean, I'm sure it's still, regardless of how less they could have edited it, it probably still looked awkward either way. Being in a hotel room alone. That's all I'm saying. Either way, it's awkward to me. Something is just not right if you ask me on that. I want to really know what's going on, Mr. Giuliani. I was like flipping around, looking around for some new stuff coming out, maybe some new films. Now that the theaters are opening up, there's going to be, probably movies coming out that they've been pushing off probably because of this, what going around, you know what I'm saying? And so I was looking around for new films and whatever, something to watch coming out for the future to get a little excited about. And I come across this. It looks like it's going to be a series on Sci-Fi, like the Sci-Fi channel. And I don't know what streaming services all show, like the Sci-Fi channel if you don't have like a cable network. But I guess it's going to be on there January 21. And it's called Alien 7. And I saw the trailer. The trailer was like 7 minutes. It was like 7 minutes of different parts of the film or the series. It's going to be a series. And it had me so intrigued. I'm all in. I want to see it. I hope it don't suck. I hope like that 7 minutes wasn't like the first 7 clips of the best 7 episodes and shit. And that was the best scenes we saw from them. And like the rest of the shit's going to suck. Because I want to see this because it looked really good. They fooled me. And they got me locked in. They fucking reeled me in real quick. I grabbed the worm fast. I was like, psh, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? They pulled me in. The bait got me. So I recommend you check out this trailer. It's called Alien 7. And I could break it down for you. Spoiler alert if you're going to see it again. Like I said, the show ain't even out yet. All I got is just trailers. So I don't even care. So like I said, I'll put the warning out. I'll send the alarm out in the background here. Because you know how I'm bad with spoilers. I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't seen it, you might have to fast forward sections of this or whatever because I'm going to spoil the trailer. Not going to spoil the show, but I'm going to spoil the trailer because the trailer tells it all about it. So anyways, they show this guy, he's a doctor, hanging out in a cabin, and an alien ship crashes or something, and he starts hearing some weird shit happens around, like what is electrical and shit in a house. So he starts tripping out, and he hears a noise out the door, opens the door, or something falls in the house. And like he comes over here and sees what it is, grabs a little weapon, and turns around, and there's the fucking big-ass alien, like a big, tall-ass alien, looking him in the face. And so the first thing he does is attack. He doesn't try to see if there's anything like nice about him or anything. He just strikes. Strikes with the little fire pick. Alien don't like that. Whips his ass. Kills him. Kills the guy for attacking him. Not only does the alien kill his ass, he just decides to take his identity at the same time. So he fucking goes back in the house and does like a Werewolf from London, like body transformation. I don't know if you guys ever seen that one. Ultimate classic. Um, that art form is going away where they had to make those special effects and guys had to go through hours and hours of that shit to, make those scenes. And that transformation scene was phenomenal. So that's another one I recommend you see, the American Werewolf from London. But anyways, it had that kind of feel while the guy transformed into the human form. It was awesome. He looked because it looked like a painful process, just like when my man was transforming to the werewolf. It looked like he was having a painful process transforming into like a human form. So it was wild, you know what I'm saying? So it gets into that. He transforms into the guy that he just killed. So now he looks identical as the doctor. And he starts trying to do what that guy was doing, trying to live like a human now. So now, and like the whole time this is going on, there's like this narrative, like a narrator, and the narrator is the alien, and he's like, I have to start, you know, coexisting with the indigenous race or the indigenous people, blah blah blah. And so he's starting to learn our language. You see him watching TV, and he starts learning English, like starting to learn like the way we talk. And the police come and police show up to his house because this lady says it's been weird because the guy usually comes for a week at a time, and this time he showed up in December and he hasn't left, so he's been there like a long time. And so they're like, I wonder what he's doing. So the trailer shows the guy fishing, and he's straight up the alien, and then he turns around and he like shape shifts into the fucking human before the cops couldn't even notice. It looks so intense. I'm excited to see it, and it just look entertaining. It looks like something cool and new. And like I said, they're already putting all this alien shit out on TV anyways because the aliens are coming. They're on their way here. I mean, the ones that are already here are here. But I mean, they're going to like make it seem like they just got here. And I feel like that part's coming and it's on the way. Like they're going to be like, look, here they come and they're peaceful and this and that. And then the ones that are here already are going to be like, we've been here. And then we'll get over it. We'll find out they was lying and they already been here, and we'll get over it. But it's coming. I feel like it's coming because like all these new shows are coming out based on that. So when I was younger, I like got into collecting. And when it was through some of the friends I was hanging out with, like some of my friends, I had some like street friends, and then like I had like a lot of good friends, like nice kids. You know what I'm saying? Kids that was like privileged too. You know what I'm saying? And so as I was growing up, I had like the really nice privileged side I hang out with rarely, once in a while. Then I had to go back to where I lived and hang out with my street friends. You know what I'm saying? So, when hanging out with my privileged side, they got me into like comics and stuff like that. Like, and instead of like with my other friends, it was like fighting and like, how are we going to go and, start trouble somehow or go, you know what I'm saying? Go hang out and just be out in the streets all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. So I was with these guys and they liked comic books and they liked basketball cards and baseball cards, football cards, like, all that kind of shit like that. So I got into collecting. So back in the day, I got some money together, had a little birthday cash, got some birthday cash from friends and family and stuff like that. I went to the store and bought my first my first real comic book. I was like, man, this is what's up. You know what I mean? And I wasn't always into like the DCs and the excuse me. So I got my money up together and I got my first comic book. It was like from some birthday money or something when I was a kid, and I went and bought my first one. Like I bought my first real one, that I'm gonna like not open much. This is like I got into some comics, you know what I'm saying? So I got into a certain style of comics, of art, and I like to draw, so I used to like this style of art, And I wasn't always into like the DC and the Marvels, like what all the movies are with. I was into like Image Comics. That was the people that the brand that I really liked. And so I really liked the artists from Image. You got Spawn from there, and a familiar name for everybody out there. But there was some other ones that I really liked called Youngblood and some other things like that. But anyways, I got into comics and my buddies took me up there, and they showed me where the stuff was. We went to this comic store and I was like, man, this is it. I'm going to buy this first issue, blah, blah, blah. And so it got me hooked from there. Started buying comics. I got a little collected in comics. Got into the sport cards. And in my neighborhood when we was kids, the police officers back there in Lincoln Park, some of them guys used to give us like football cards and shit and baseball cards. And you used to catch them guys and like you'd run to their car when you was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Like when you was younger. And when I started collecting cards especially, you would see them guys at the corner, they'd stop and you'd run over to the police officer and they would have like Detroit Lions cards and shit like that when Barry Sanders was like a Detroit Lion. And it was badass, man. So and they would try to make sure you didn't get doubles because they would have all these different players in their like they have a box of cards in the cop car. So you would see them pull up at a corner, and they would stop at a corner, and we'd wave them down and run over to them guys. You got any cards? What cards you got? And he'd be like, what player you need? You got Herman Moore. You got Barry Sanders. You know, they'd be passing out, you know, and or the you know the classic Tigers too. You know what I'm saying? And so it was awesome, you know, when back then when people liked the value of cards, and there's still a lot of collectors now, but for a while there they lost value. Like people didn't care about them that much, so the value kind of dropped on some of them. But I think some of that stuff's starting to come back up, you know. So I was messing around and reading some articles, and I saw a weird connection when I bring up these card collections. There was a weird connection with a collection that I happen to have. I have a whole season of NBA hoops, and I don't know if you remember that, but those were basketball cards, and they were like a silver frame around them, and the bottom said like NBA hoops, and it was like the whole series was called NBA hoops, like Tops, like everybody heard about Tops. Excuse me. And like remember Tops used to have the gum in them and shit like that. You know, you get a stick of gum when you buy baseball cards and shit. But this one was called, and then you had like Upper Deck and like all them other brands. But this was I'm talking about NBA Hoops brand. So it was like a whole season basketball cards, and I got them all. Everybody had them like damn near. Everybody was like, you got the Jordan cards, you know, and like the Jordan rookie card was like the holy grail of all cards to have. I mean, besides like you know the great baseball cards or you know like the great football or baseball collector cards, you know like those classic Babe Ruths or you know the Mickey Mantles or whatnot. But in NBA world, you know, and the collector world, that Jordan rookie card was the card to have. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted that card. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the card to have. But anyways, I had the whole series, and it even had like a series where it even had like a portion of the cards where an artist painted certain superstars of the NBA. There was of course Jordan, Stockton, and I don't know if you guys remember Rex Chapman of the Charlotte Hornets. You know, it was like a bunch of everybody. You know, Larry Birds, and it had them all painted. You know, and so it was a great collection of that card to have. So I had to have it. So I ended up getting like the whole entire season. Hold on a second. Get the dog. So I ended up getting like the whole season of this NBA hoops card collection. And in that card collection was something I found out that it was connected to a murder case, like a real famous murder case. And I was so excited because I know I have this card. So I don't know if you guys remember, I'm sure you have heard about it, the Menendez brothers, where they killed their parents for the insurance money. And these guys wanted to kill their parents. I guess these two brothers killed their parents and got like I don't know if it was a bunch of millions, but it was a bunch of money. And I guess they spent like over $700,000, like really fast. Like as soon as they died, like they started spending money like there was no tomorrow, man. And with some of that money, I guess they bought some courtside tickets to a basketball game, and it was all part of everything. Like fell into place with this basketball card, which was really weird because the police were like, know that they did something shady, but they couldn't pin it on them at first. They were looking for a way. They were looking for a way to get these guys slipping, and they weren't. You know, they were doing everything. I think they were slipping all day, but just the cops were like, we didn't have the cell phones and everything. This was pre-cell phones where everybody had cameras everywhere and surveillance everywhere. Like there is now. So some of them criminals could do a lot more of that stuff that they probably couldn't do as much openly as they can now. So these guys were out there flaunting, doing the thing, living the lifestyle, spending money like some ballers and whatnot. And eventually, somebody brought to light that they had this basketball card because these guys bought courtside tickets to a New York Knicks basketball game, Madison Square Garden. That's like the place to be. You got to get to that court, And so, anyways, in that game, there's in the basketball card too, like so everything all everything coexist together, everything like mesh together. You know what I'm saying? To make this whole thing, what brought them guys down. It was part of the thing that brought them down. So one of the cops decided to buy this same thing that I had, this whole collection of these sports, and they were looking through these pictures and whatnot, and they found a picture on Mark Jackson's basketball card. If you guys have it, look at it, pull it out, check it out. If you guys got your card somewhere, anybody out there listening, NBA fans that have the old NBA Hoop series, check your collection for Mark Jackson's card. 1989, Mark Jackson's fucking basketball card, dude. And or I think it was from the 1991 season or something like that. These guys bought courtside tickets. See, like the murder happened, I guess, in August 20th or something like that. It happened like right around the time those guys went to that basketball game. And they bought like courtside tickets at the basketball game. And they're at I think it was like the 90 or 91 or 80 or 89 season, 89, 90 season or something like that. And if you look at the basketball card, it's Mark Jackson. And in the background, on the court side, you see the both Menendez brothers. You see them both there, sitting courtside in the background. And I happen to own the card. A lot of people have it. And for a while, people were selling the card for up to $20 or more or something like that. Who knows if there's some other rare collectors that probably pay more for it. But it was a piece of evidence because it showed those guys, ended up being part of the evidence of their case and brought those guys to jail and shit like that. It was wild. It was so weird of the connection like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just, talking about things like that and, reading up on some cards. And I was actually looking up at cards, like seeing if they still held value. You know what I'm saying? So I was like reading up and then this article popped up on, do you know about this and this? And I'm like, I have that card. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled out my collection, had the basketball card there. And I was like, there they are right there, man. They're sitting in the card in the fucking background of the crowd. So if you guys get a chance to see it, you can look up the article and see the basketball card. People that were around my era and had that series, check your cards for his card. It was Mark Jackson. And they're in there, man. They're right there in that card. Thought it was pretty interesting and wild. I don't know if you guys can see this one pretty good, but shout out again to Detroit First Everybody Company. Thanks again for hooking me up with this dope-ass merchandise. You guys go check them out, DetroitFirstEverybody.com, or go check them out in Detroit, located out there in the Eastern Market. And they always got that dope-ass gear, man. And they always coming out with new products, man, all the time. So shout out to you guys. And I don't know if you caught it last night, but I did my first drunken Halloween story. I got one more for you the day before Halloween. So I hope you guys enjoyed them, and there'll be one more this Friday. And don't forget to catch me every Wednesday and Saturday. And share with your friends, man. Hit me out there. If you hit me with a like and subscription, I'd really appreciate it. And this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.